morning from Belfast. So we are heading to our tour excursion. We're in the Princess Theatre to meet for our tour in Belfast, which is easy Belfast. It begins at 8:30. It is 8, almost. 7 minutes till 8. It's about 55-ish degrees. Nice and chilly. Very windy too. So they'll direct you from, once you get out of the center, welcome center, they'll direct you down to your shuttles. We are bus 8. Hello, good morning. Good, how are you? You're welcome.
Thank you. Morning. Titanic set off on her maiden voyage. She stopped in the port of Cherbourg, and the harbour there wasn't deep enough, so they needed a tender ship. So the SS Nomadic that we'll shortly be about to see was built, was used as the tender. So like Titanic, it was built here in Belfast. Now it went on to serve many of the great ocean liners all around the world, then served as a floating restaurant in Paris before being brought back here to Belfast, and she's now being restored, this is her on the left, to how she would have been when she was taking passengers out to the Titanic. And then over to the left you'll see Titanic Belfast, and there's a lot of symbolism attached to this building. Look at the shape of it. It's shaped like the hull of a ship. The height of it is the exact same height as the hull of Titanic was, and if you look at the big steel sign that says Titanic in front of it, that was built with the same steel as the hull of the ship was. And if you were to look at the building from above, it's in the shape of a star. And if you look over to the left, the beige peaked bits, those were the drawing offices. So that's where Titanic was actually designed. Nowadays this is a boutique style hotel, very much done on a nautical theme. Lots of different Titanic memorabilia on display in it. We come back around here, then you get a really good view of the cranes. And the sheer size of them. This is Goliath now in front of us, and Samson's back down to the left hand side. So wherever you are in Belfast, these are, I say, our main landmarks. They stand out over, so you can see them all over the skyline. In Ireland, it's really not a very big place. From north to south, it's about 95 miles, and from east to west, 105 miles. So some people say it's really only the size of about the greater Los Angeles area, or that the state of Louisiana is about 10 times the size of Northern Ireland. So really not a very big place at all. I say if you were to go to Derry, London, Derry, our second city, you would get there in about an hour and a half, an hour and 3/4. And Dublin is only 100 miles south of Belfast.
There's Belfast Castle. It's huge. Here is inside the first floor of the Belfast Castle. Look at the gardens. It's beautiful. There's one cat. I found one cat. Found one cat.
Oh. Supposed to be 9.
Yeah, right there. Found one. See it on the tile?
Yeah. She said there was what, 9?
Yep. 9 cats. 9 lives.
Statue of a cat.
Where? Oh, yep, there's another cat. There's one right there too, sleeping. See it? That's 3 cats.
Oh, yeah, it is.
3 cats so far. Here's a better view of the garden. Look at the view over there. Now that's a view. the the cat garden. It is said that the good fortune will come to those visiting Belfast Castle as long as the tradition of the castle cat is kept. The story goes that has always been a resident white cat at the castle, and the garden below celebrates the soul, and garden furniture, the garden furbishment, all that stuff represents cats. We found 4 so far. Look at the castle. There's 6. That's the 6th cat. I just want to get a quick view. We only have about 15 minutes here, so if you want to come longer, you can take a shuttle. It's about $15.90 per person, but the Easy Belfast tour you only have here about 15 minutes. I found 6 cats. I wish I would have found the last 3, but I did not. There's about 3 minutes that we have left to be back on the bus, so there's 7. 1 cat. I'm 1 cat short.
I don't know.
Yeah, probably. They have professional gardeners here, and you can tell because, wow. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Which one do you like better, this one or Barney?
Oh, I mean, this is a house, so this one, yeah, just one taken care of.
Yeah, this one, I was going to say, it's not really a fair contest because this one's upkept. And Blarney Castle really isn't, except for the Blarney house. It's taken care of. I wanted really the good luck of the cats, but I didn't get to find all mine. I found a dog over there too. I know the challenge isn't to find a dog, but I found a dog. We're 4 rows back. I believe. Yeah, we're 4 rows back. Yep. Yeah.
Be able to, when you're back on the ship tonight, look back over here and you should be able to see the castle nestling in the hills. Now you know what to look for. So there's actually been a film made here on Cave Hill. It's a bit of a sad story, love story, a combination of the two. And it's about 2 young Americans. The film's actually called Closing the Ring, if anybody wants to look it up. And it's about 2 young Americans, Ethel and Teddy. And they were madly in love. And after Pearl Harbor, Teddy found out that he was being sent to Europe. So they decided to get unofficially married at family chapel. See it in there? So that would have sat in their original estate. So
it's a family chapel,
the
original grounds.
Castle to the city of Belfast, they gave the chapel to the local church. And then as we make our way up here, we'll come to what is known as the International Wall on the right hand side. So this, as well as showing murals, showing loyalty to Ireland, also shows sympathy to other nationalist causes around the world. So here you'll see there's a big one. Look at the one first of all, there's a semicircle of 10 men. Then it says all about unity in our time, and then some other international causes. So the one that's the semicircle of 10 men, that depicts 10 men that went on a hunger strike in the Maze prison back in 1981. They were nationalist prisoners and they had special rights. They didn't have to wear prison uniform, do prison work, etc. And those special rights were taken away from them and they went on hunger strike. Excuse me. and 10 of them died in the Maze prison. The most famous of them all, some of you may have heard of, was a man called Bobby Sands. He was the first prisoner to die, and he actually stood for election to the British Parliament while in the Maze prison and was elected, although needless to say he did not take his seat.
The murals that we just drove by, they gave us 10 minutes to stop out and view them if you want to. I'm not going out just because we just saw them, so.
And just as we pass it, if you look in the centre above the front door, there's a statue of St Patrick himself. And then as we come on down, we have a street art festival in Belfast every spring called Hit the North, and this squirrel is one of the latest additions to our street art. So I'm not quite sure, the jury's still out on it. And then when we come down to the next lights, look over to the left and you'll see this is coming up to St Anne's, Belfast Protestant Cathedral, and there's a large Celtic cross on the side of it, and this is actually the largest Celtic cross in Ireland. And then look to the sky and you'll see a steel spar coming out of the roof, and that steel spar from where it leaves the roof is the same height as the Celtic cross. Now down here the soil is very sandy and silty. In fact, it's known as Belfast Leach, and it makes it very difficult to get firm foundations. So notice the cathedral, it doesn't have any big bell towers, domes, anything like that. It can't hold any great weight. And then this area as we come on down is sort of where a lot of Belfast nightlife is located. It's known as the Cathedral Quarter. And when we come down here, there's a little green just where after this next white sign that says Abrade or Abrade. Look up, there's a little green, an archway through the green building, and you'll get an see what some of these entries are like. This one's particularly nice at the moment, all the flowers and all in it. So that's all. There's a number of entries. This is all sort of a pedestrianised area, lots of bars, restaurants, all in and around that area. So this street here is known as Donegal Place, and this is sort of the main thoroughfare through the city. This is named after the Donegal family, the family that built Belfast Castle. Now this building, as I say, was built after Belfast was awarded city status in 1888. The City Corporation, as it was then called, felt that they needed a new building to reflect Belfast's new status on the world stage. So you'll notice the big copper dome on the top of it. That's said to be modelled on St Paul's Cathedral in London. And the statue in the centre at the front, now when we get past this lorry you'll see, that's Queen Victoria. That was to celebrate her Diamond Jubilee. And there's a boy and a girl on either side of it, and that's to celebrate Belfast linen and shipbuilding industries.
Stopped at Belfast City Hall, and here's a little Titanic memorial, and they have a Titanic Memorial Gardens. But if you turn this way, you can also go to shopping and get like souvenirs and stuff. It's down and then left. You can also go inside and use the restroom. They have a memorial stuff about it written as well. It's open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, it's 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can also do tours, and there's also a cafe. And here are the times for that.
I've never seen such diversity of architecture, and their churches are crazy beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous. Here is a list of all the names on every single person, including workers that were on the Titanic that passed away. Like every single person in alphabetical order, not just first class or second class. Workers, everybody. Here's a little information. You can pause this. You can pause this and read it if you want. It's just telling you about the Titanic. This is rededicated on the occasion the visit of President William Jefferson Clinton, 42nd President Bill Clinton of the United States in 1995. He also visited Londonderry, Londonderry in 1995. I've never heard anybody call him by his full name. And then here is the statue of Queen Victoria for her, I think they said, I forget what Jubilee, diamond. But her Diamond Jubilee, and it has a statue of a boy and a girl on it to commiserate the where they build ships. I'm going blank, but it's where they build ships. So we're gonna go into Carol's Gifts and Souvenirs and get some souvenirs, as you probably guessed. These mounts have the family history that we saw the other day. So here's a better view. It's definitely already autumn here. There's some more statues over there. So now we're gonna go inside City Hall. We've heard that it's really pretty on the inside. This is Ulster Day, 28th September 1912. First signatory on this site. Signed by 237,000 men. And the declaration was signed by 234,000 women. It's quite lovely. Ooh, look at that. Pretty. Quite lovely. We still have about 15 minutes left, but I think we're gonna go ahead and head back. People on the bus keep stealing other people's seats, and not that it's just a seat, but I want to make sure that I can actually film outside what we're passing by and stuff. And some of the seats, it's hard to see where you're sitting. It cuts the window off and there's a curtain, so it's hard to see. So I just want to make sure that I can film so you guys can see everything that I see and decide whether or not you want to come on this tour. I'll give my final opinions at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Looks like we're gonna be the first people back on the bus again. Back onto the motor coach. Thank you to David, our driver.
Political rallies,
One of the oldest entertainment venues in Belfast.
And then
here's a quick look at Queen's University. There's a statue in the middle. It's a beautiful university. Very windy though, I'll tell you that.
So they're just all, this is about the second week back, I think. Our university year runs from sort of end of September, beginning of October through to end of May, beginning of June. So University, and that's a very, very traditional boys-only school. And when I said a lot of them have amalgamated, that is to this day boys only. I don't think they have any intention of letting the girls in anytime soon. So we're just coming back round past the front of the City Hall. You get another look at it. And just for information, if anybody's maybe thinking of coming back into Belfast this afternoon, on the left hand side here you'll see Visit Belfast. That's where the cruise ship shuttle service runs to and from. The buses will just drop you off there and pick you up again to take you out to the cruise ship. Look at the building, a beautiful building, and a lot of symbolism attached to it. It's 365 feet wide, 1 foot for each day of the year. It's 6 stories high. Now I know you're going to tell me you can't see 6 stories. There's one down below and one in behind the parapet. 6 stories high and 6 columns in the middle. So the significance of the 6 is to represent the 6 counties of Northern Ireland. Now, as you can imagine, it's sitting up here on the top of the hill.
So, Parliament Building. It's open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. And here it is in person. There's a bunch of kids on the stairs, so I'm not filming them, but that's what it looks like. Back on the bus now. We had what? We have 15 minutes here total, but we have another 8 minutes left. They said during the World War, they covered it with manure and tar, I believe it was. So she said it's Britannia at the top with the lions. I wasn't sure who it was. People are probably like, you should know that. I don't. So we just got back from our tour, Easy Belfast tour. Our tour guide was Jillian, and then our driver was David, yeah. And so it just went through major points of the city, stopped at a few places, and then you had the opportunity to have a little bit of free time, like 45 minutes. But it mostly just went around the city of Belfast. So how did you like it?
I liked it. It was fun. It was informative. At least we got to stop a couple times.
Do you think would you recommend it to somebody who just wants an easy tour?
Yeah, especially if you're older.
Yeah.
You don't have to get off and walk and stuff. So.
Yeah, we saw a bunch of people doing the walking tour, and it says it's only 55 degrees, but it's very, it's a different type of 55 degrees. It's windy and cold. Would you recommend it to somebody who's wanting something super in-depth about Belfast?
Yeah, I guess. She went about political stuff, and she talked about university costs and stuff like that. So.
I think our tour guide was very informative. I think if you are wanting something easy on your feet, but still informative and still shows you Belfast, you still get to stop a few places, it's definitely for you. Additionally, it's pretty affordable. I believe it was like $94 per person. Affordable in comparison to the rest of the excursions. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!